Thank you very much for your time. I'm here to give a response on what has been alleged by the U.S. Government. First, I'm shocked. I'm even surprised why this news is just being released or coming just a day after I've declared that I'm going to defend my governorship seat in Nairobi County government. I'm very surprised and I'm very shocked. And I think the US government has also not verified their facts, because these are very misleading facts. Neither myself nor my wife and my kids have been arraigned in court for any corruption related to issuance of tenders to them. My wife has never received a coin from the county relating to any tenders. My daughter, Saumu Mbuvi, Sandra, Salma, they have never received a coin from the county for supplying any tender in the county. My wife has never even won any tender in the county. My children have never won any tender in the county. They've never even applied for any tender in the county during my reign or time as the governor of Nairobi City County. And another thing I wish also to tell the entire world, because all this is like world news, because it has been released by the US government. It is true, I've been charged in court, but not with any offense related to issuance or giving out of tenders by the Nairobi City County government when I was the governor. I was charged, or I'm facing charges of money laundering and not giving out tenders to any of my proxies or my family. I'll give a good example. There are some governors who are facing those charges alleged by the US government. I don't know whether it's good to mention names, but since those particular charges are before a court of law, I'll mention names. I know it will be wrong, they'll not feel good, those particular individuals I'm about to mention. For instance, a case like Migori County, where Governor Obada was arraigned in court. These are all allegations. I'm not trying to accuse my former colleagues in any way. But Obada was charged with those particular offenses the US government is alleging. The offense of giving tenders to proxies. We saw Obada was charged with, alongside with his relatives, I think sons and daughters. My friend in Kiambu, Governor Wachitu, was charged alongside with his wife, I think, and daughter. I've never been charged alongside my wife, Saumu, Sandra, Salma. So I'm wondering why the US government, or where are they getting this fake news from? They should verify their facts, they should verify the allegations. But I know where this is coming from. The US ambassador in Nairobi, his offices are in Gigiri. His good neighbors are my friend. I don't want to mention names. You know who is vying in Nairobi County. There is one COVID billionaire who has swindled KEMSA. He has swindled Jack Ma items for COVID-19. So many Kenyans lost their lives because of this one aspirant who is vying in Nairobi City County. And I want to repeat myself, why all these allegations are coming just a day after I've declared my position that I'm going to defend for my governorship seat in Nairobi City County. So I'll stand firm. I want my children, my wife to be strong. They are strong women, and I'm very sure they're going to be strong during this difficult moment. I know they are going to be vindicated because of this fake news being circulated. We are used to this. We call them character assassinations tactics. Will never be diverted by these fake stories. And I want to tell the US government, I'm a very small, the former, I'm a very small person. before you are accusing me of corruption, of drugs related case, you are the same people who cleared me to go and give a speech in the United Nations General Assembly. I remember I gave a speech representing the African mayors and governors in New York. I even visited the offices, FBI offices, to call allegations you gave before that I was a drug dealer. Now you have come with very fake new allegations that I have been issuing tenders to my family. These are untrue statements, and I want to repeat myself. My wife has never even supplied a spoon to the county. She has not received even a coin from the county. So I'm wondering, where are you getting this news from? But I don't want to disclose so many things, but in the morning somebody called me and told me, the DP is in the US. Ebu, see what is happening. Why is he there? And these things are happening. But I know these were just games to make me start issuing maybe some statements against those of government officials who are in the US. And I want to be calm, and I also want my family, especially, courageous. Forget about this nonsense. We are used, these are just fake news. We are used to this kind of threats and intimidations. I think for now, but before even I finish, I remember very vividly when I took over office, my first month in office, the US government is just forgetting that there was a very big building just next to their offices, overlooking their offices, overlooking the United Nations offices, which was posing as a major threat. And they wanted this building to be demolished during my predecessor's time. I really stood with them during my time. I ensured this building was brought down. The owner of this building even approached me with a bribe of 100 million. Just here at the coast at my residence. I think you, the media guys, were there. I refused to take the bribe of 100 million. I invited the EACC. They came and arrested the suspect, the owner of that particular building, with exhibits, that is money. He was arraigned in Mombasa Law Court, and the case is still pending. So I can say corruption always fights back. My cases are still in court. The rule of law in Kenya, the Constitution of Kenya, that is Article 50 on the presumption of innocence, the Bill of Rights. Any accused person is presumed innocent until right now the US government is trying to convict me just by using mere allegations. This one should stop, and I'm appealing to the government of the US, which is being led by President Biden, to investigate the ambassador, who is close friend to the COVID billionaire aspirant who is running in Nairobi County. He has his other partners there who own shares in KLM and Kenya Airways. These are non-corrupt individuals in this country. They've been fleecing KEMSA. I don't know if maybe law is applied selectively in Kenya and in the US. There are so many other people and so many powerful individuals, PSS, my former colleagues, governors, suspects who are even in State House, who are facing corruption charges. They have not been arrested even today.
According to the United States statement, it says that, and I quote, that it's part of the U.S. support towards strengthening democratic institutions in Kenya by combating corruption. Do you believe in that?
I don't believe in that. And if I should believe in that, then why is it applied selectively? All the avenues of appeal. It is true I was illegally impeached because I differed with the state over some issues, demolitions, and so many other issues, giving money to a military I'm a principled politician. So I differed with the state over some issues. So that is what instigated my impeachment. And I've accepted. I have moved on with life. I've started a business. I'm supporting my family with that small business which I'm doing. So I'm wondering why it's just a day after I've declared that I'm going to. The only governor who is facing charges in court. There are even ministers who have been charged in court, PSs who have been charged in court. There are people who have been, the people who are being spared by the state. We have got so many files with the ESCC and DCI, the Ruaraka file, where ministers are supposed to be arrested. The COVID billionaires file, we lost billions while Kenyans were dying. Kenyans are languishing in poverty. Yeah, guys stealing COVID, masks from Jack's Ma Foundation. What has happened to them? Why is law applied selectively in Kenya? And the US government is supporting this. Yeah? This is impunity of the highest order. The US government is not supposed to support corruption. If they are really true, they are fighting corruption. Let us give their own reports on COVID billionaires. Why are they being spared? Why? Why Sonko and his family? Why Sonko and his wife and children? What have I done to them?
Governor Sonko, would you say that what could be a reflection on the fact that people think that all these things followed you the moment that you fell out with the president?
No, these things are normal in politics. There's no permanent enemy in politics. You saw how Raila used to insult our president. You saw how some politicians even used to refer our president to as a dog. So there is nothing big, nothing wrong that I've done. I just differed with the states over very petty issues. For instance, I remember very vividly how I felt, how we concerned with the states. I used to go for meetings in state house. Nikiambiwa, governor, there are some slums which have to be demolished. Yeah, we used to go for those meetings with somebody like our CS Matiangi, Internal Security Minister Kibicho. But I told them in front of the president, Your Excellency, look, these are the people who made me to become the governor of Nairobi. They used to support me when I was an MP, senator. Now, as the governor of Nairobi, Article 40 sabbatical. Or if you want to acquire any property by way of compulsory acquisition, you have to compensate those particular squatters, because they are also Kenyans and they are protected by the constitution of Kenya. You saw what I did in Pangani when we were doing our county urban renewal. We called all the tenants. We had a sitting with them in the county offices. We compensated each tenant a sum of Kenya shillings 600,000. We gave county trucks to get them to other places, and then we made them to occupy the ground floor and the first floor. This is the Kenya we want. There is no way we can allow Kenyans to be evicted in their houses, to be displaced like dogs or animals or pigs. So I differed with the state because of these small petty issues. So I was told, just step aside. If you are scared, we are bringing an organization that is going to deal with those particular issues. I was not told that a military guy is going to take over those particular functions which are executed in State House. So all these things which are happening now, these are character assassinations, tactics, smear campaigns tactics. Yeah. So the law is very clear that I have to exhaust all avenues of appeal. I want to give you a very good example. When I was impeached, the IBC cleared Governor Waititu, who was impeached in Kiambu, to be an independent candidate in Nairobi. Also, we saw the Sirisia MP, I think, Sirisia, Weluke, Honorable Weluke. Okay. He was sentenced to around, I think, 100 years imprisonment. He was slapped with a fine of over 700 million. He never raised the fine. But what happened? He appealed against the sentence. He got bail pending his appeal. He's back to his task. He's the MP for Sirisia now. He's vying. Posters are all over. Waititu was impeached. He was cleared also to vie. And also I remember, I can give you, there was a case in 2012-2013 by Katiba Institute, Raila Odinga versus Uhuru Kenyatta and William Ruto. They were trying to bar the president and his deputy from contesting. What happened? The matter was presided by a 3-bench judge. The defendants won the case. That is Uhuru Kenyatta and William Ruto. They were cleared to vie. No Kenyan has gone to court to challenge this particular decision. Why should law change now because Sonko has declared that he wants to defend his seat? I was removed by the state, by the deep state, but not by the people. Let me go to the ballot. Let the great people of Nairobi reject me, and not cartels.
And after all this is said and done, are you still interested to go to the US? Are you still interested?
I'm not interested to go to the US. To do what? I went there when I was the governor. Even I have not applied to go to the US. I don't know why the issue. I've never applied to go to the US.
Never again.
Never again. I'll go to watch World Cup in Qatar or Dubai. Why should I go to do? Why should I go to the US? I can go to China and do shopping there. Why should I go to the US? Let them deal with Russia and Putin. Then let them leave me alone. Yeah.
Just wondering if any of the US departments or agencies has tried to reach out to you over these accusations.
I beg your pardon?
Has any of the US government agencies or departments
Nobody. This is very wrong. Nobody even has. Governments does not work this way. They should have called me. There were similar allegations on drugs, remember, when I was an MP. Yeah. I remember when I was the senator of Nairobi, I've been visiting the US when those allegations were there. Even when I was the governor, I visited the US so many times. I've been to the US with the president, I've been to the US in my capacity as the governor of Nairobi. Yeah. I went there to represent all the mayors and governors of Africa in the food security conference. I was invited by the United Nations President, General Assembly's President. Yeah, so I'm wondering why this news now when I've declared to vie.
The High Court, I think on last Friday or last Wednesday,
yes,
held the impeachment.
Okay, it's not the High Court. I think they upheld Waititu's. The High Court upheld Waititu's impeachment, but my impeachment, I'm not losing hope. File a notice of appeal at the Supreme Court. We are going to appeal against the Court of Appeals decision. And you know, even if I'm gagged by the courts to make some statements of some individuals or some judges, who still has his small political muscles, as a national judiciary, how about other Kenyans? How about other poor Kenyans? Yeah? I don't want to mention names, but a judge, mimi nimeweka Court of Appeal mfukoni. Najua na president of Court of Appeal, all judges nimeweka mfuko. A judge calling you in his house anakwambia sikiza bana wewe, there was no public participation in your case, there was no quorum in your case, so enter Court of Appeal sama ABCD. You see, where are we heading as a country? A judge who has been caught in camera mchana, cameras za NSIS na DCI mchana, saying his colleague has asked for a bribe of 5 million. Out of this 5 million, he's making a commission of 1 million. So we should ensure the 5 million goes to him. Where are we heading? Sentiments. I don't want to mention names because I've got gagging orders against me. Yeah. So there is no judiciary in Kenya. Okay, some judges are good. We had hope in the new CJ, Martha Koome, but she has to deal with her some of her judges.
Okay. Finally, maybe from that statement released by the US says that
Yes.
they are in possession of credible information that you received bribes in form of kickbacks from your associates in exchange for awarding status.
I was approached by certain individuals, tycoons, cartels, with 100 million, not to bring the building that was posing some threat to the embassy in Nairobi. to other international organizations in Nairobi, the United Nations. And I refused to take the bribe. I reported the matter to the EACC. Those particular individuals were arrested. The buildings were brought down. I led that operation myself when I was the governor. So I don't know where they're getting these unverified reports from. I don't know where the US government is getting these unverified reports from. I think the government itself now must investigate this matter. The US government must investigate this matter. Yeah.
So, Governor. So, pengine tu in 3 minutes. Non-stop. 3 minutes non-stop.
Yes.
Weka kwa Kiswahili. 3 minutes kwa sababu itaelekea hivyo hewani.
Si kwa Kiswahili, mtaka tu statement yangu ya Kiingereza. Wakenya wanasikiza Okay, sawa, mimi napenda kusema hivi sababu media nasema pia niweke kwa jina ya Kiswahili. Mimi nashangaa serikali ya Amerika ama ya Amerika wametoa hizi porojo wapi? Tena nashangaa kwa sababu hizi porojo zinakuja masaa machache tu niliposema nataka kuwania wadhifa wangu wa ugavana Nairobi. Sababu mimi nasema ni deep state ndio imenitoa kwa uongozi, si wananchi. Kwa hivyo nikasema lazima nitarudi kwa debe, wananchi wanikatae ndio nijue mimi nimekataliwa. Bali nisikataliwe na watu wawili watatu ambao wamekaa kwa meza wakikunywa chai ambao nimekataa kufanya mambo ile wao. Nasema serikali ya Amerika hizi habari sijui wamezitoa wapi, kwa sababu kuna magavana wengi ambao wameshtakiwa na kupeana kandarasi kwa familia zao. Watu wengi wa serikali wameshtakiwa na pole kwa gavana Obado na gavana Wachitu kwa kutumia majina yenu, but napeana mfano duniani watu waone. Obado wameshtakiwa na watoto wake kotini kwa kupeana kandarasi kwa watoto. Na hizo ni allegations. Sisemi Obado wamefanya. Wachitu wameshtakiwa na bibi yake na mtoto nafikiri kwa kupeana kandarasi na pia ni kuwekelewa. Si hata amefanya. Kwa nini wanakuja na allegations za urongo kwangu? Sasa afadhali wangekuja na allegations za ukweli. Makosa nayo ya first mahakamani ni kosa la money laundering ambayo rafiki mmoja wawili walinekea milioni 1-2 kwa account ambazo sisi tulikuwa tunafanya biashara tofauti ambayo si mambo ya tenda. Bibi yangu hajawahi pokea shilingi kutoka kwa account ya Nairobi. Mtoto wangu Saumu, Sandra, Salma hawajapokea pesa kutoka kwa serikali ya Nairobi. Hawajafanya kazi hata ya kusupply kijiko ama kalamu kwa serikali ya Nairobi. So hizi allegations za uongo, a whole government ambao wameshindwa kupigana na Putin ambaye amedisplace wa Ukraine zaidi ya milioni 1, ameua wa Ukraine watoto innocent zaidi ya 500,000. Mmuendee vile mlimwendea Saddam Hussein na Osama bin Laden. Mimi ni mtu mdogo sana kwa serikali ya Amerika. Na kama ni sheria za Amerika wanafuata kupigana na corruption, tena kwa nini Sonko peke yake na bibi yake na watoto wake? Wapo wale makofi bilionea wengine wanafanya kazi State House. Kwa nini wao hawajaendewa na serikali ya Amerika ama na serikali ya Kenya? Wale wezi mawaziri wameiba kiwanja cha Ruaraka. Kwa nini wale hawajaendewa? Kwa nini mimi na watoto wangu? Watu wangapi wana face mashtaka ya ufisadi Kenya? Hii ni siasa ama ni vita dhidi ya ufisadi? Najiuliza hili swali, nauliza wa Kenya na dunia mzima. Kwa nini ni sheria gani inasema Sonko peke yake? Why is law applied selectively in Kenya and the US? Why? There are so many other governors ambao wamestakiwa mahakamani. Kwa nini mimi na bibi yangu na watoto wangu? Kwa nini itokee siku moja nimesema nitaonia wadhifa wangu wa ugavana? Kwa nini? So serikali ya Uamerikani naomba mchunguze hata ambassador wenu ambaye ni rafiki ya wezi hapa Nairobi. Rafiki ya wezi waliiba wakagawanya, hakuna kitu wamefanywa. Hebu niulize wa Kenya, mumeona mfisadi yoyote ambaye ameitwa kwa jina la wizi la COVID bilionea ambaye ameshtakiwa mahakamani kufikia leo? Wanaenda tu EACC kuandika pa statement, wanarudi. Mafaili zinaangaliwa. Hii ni Sonko, ashtakiwe. Hii ni mwizi, aachiliwe. We are heading nowhere as a country. We are heading nowhere as a